If you could put all your chips down on one bet to say we're going to be better than anyone else, anywhere else in the world at this one thing, at this one area, right, for startups. You know, you mentioned a lot of biomed, biotech. It's clearly we're in a mecca of that region. But play that out. Is it mobile? Is it, what are the opportunities that are out there? What hasn't been taken, and what can we become the best at? If you get pick one, just each of you just pick one. See how.
So I would actually pick the bigger picture, which is
Okay.
healthcare.
Okay.
I think that regardless of what you think of the President Obama's healthcare law, something's got to give. The healthcare system will collapse on itself if costs aren't controlled and access is improved. And I think we have the assets to really pilot a lot of the effort that needs to go on, everything from electronic medical records to new applications to make the delivery of healthcare more efficient, to the new drugs and devices and diagnostics that will be needed. All right, all that work is being done in the laboratories, in the companies around Greater Philadelphia. And if you connect the dots even further to that, you hear about the great things even the president has said is going on at the Geisinger Network in central Pennsylvania. So Pennsylvania, I think, has the assets to bring to bear to change the discussion in healthcare, to make it more affordable and make it more accessible. But it's not going to take legislation to do that. It's going to take the innovation and the encouragement of innovation to really make that happen. So that's where I would put my bet.
You guys agree, or do you see another opportunity?
So I agree. I agree with healthcare sort of efficiencies within the healthcare realm, certainly. I think there's also enormous opportunity in the energy efficient arena. I think the fact that our play here has not been on the development of a new fuel, but on making the delivery and the distribution and the management of existing fuels better. To reduce the cost is where we can have a huge impact. I think smart grid technologies are very important for us, and it really supports the very strong base of a building industry that we have here, contractors. That whole area in energy efficiency is also a dual-use play, because you've got the government that needs to get to that point for its own buildings, its own structures, and for the Defense Department, and you've got the reality of from the government down to the consumer. It's an issue that everybody is concerned about in terms of reducing their cost and improving the viability of their energy utilization.
I couldn't agree with that more. I think with what's going on at the Navy Yard, with a focus from the federal government on energy and efficiency, the biggest bang for every dollar that you can get in terms of energy efficiency is fixing something that is wasting energy, whether it's insulating it or putting a white roof on it or whatever that is. And then, but since we've all come out with different ideas, I'll say an idea that I think can tie into what Roseanne and Stephen talked about, and that is becoming the hotbed city of mobile innovation, which is possible if we turn on our network and make free public internet access available to every single Philadelphian, because with respect to healthcare, electronic medical records can basically go from one hospital to another over the airwaves, and everything you have will be available. They'll know what care you've had. With respect to energy efficiency and smart grid, my goodness, we could have a system that automatically allowed people to lower their thermostats when the demand was huge, and that could all be done wirelessly. Over either the city's network or Comcast network or Verizon's network. So I'd like to see us focus on that area where there are a lot of great companies doing a lot of great things in the city of Philadelphia. We have Mobile Monday. I think we have the largest gathering of Mobile Monday on the East Coast. 350, 400 people go there every, I think it's one Monday every other month. And we need to build on that, capitalize on it, and use the resources that the city has to allow the innovation to happen here in this city and develop apps and platforms that people can take nationwide.
Councilman, what happens when these technology initiatives intersect with the city budget? Are we looking at increases, decreases, efficiencies? What's your sort of answer to that?
I believe that going truly paperless, we can save $150 million a year, or repurpose $150 million a year without increasing the cost and size of city government. And that's a debate we ought to have once we start having those savings.
Right.
Because there's people on both sides of that issue. But the dollars are real and significant in terms of the efficiencies that are available to us through the implementation of technology. I think what we have to make sure as a city, as we look at spending $120 million over the next 6 years, is that the city make sure we put out RFPs and we design a system so that we can put out things in small enough chunks that the young people and entrepreneurs and other people who are working in Independence Hall and other places are going to be able to do pieces of what we need, get paid for them, and we can start to build our base of small companies that can then become big companies because they'll have done something innovative in this city which can be taken nationwide. We would be the first city to do it, so let's be the first city to do it and build a bunch of companies that can then take what we've done and go sell it across the country.